Hello and welcome to another episode of the SME Focus Show brought to you by FactoryNOW TV. I'm your host, Chris Greenough, and in this series we will focus on SMEs within the British manufacturing sector. Every week we will discuss and analyse the opportunities and challenges facing the industry in these unprecedented times. I've worked in the sector for over 26 years and I'm CCO at SG Technology, one of the leading manufacturers of pressings and assemblies in the UK. So hopefully you can appreciate that this show is very much for manufacturers by manufacturers. My guest today joining me is Katy Davies, Managing Director at CamdenBoss Ltd. Katy, hello and welcome.
Hi Chris, thank you very much for having me today.
You're welcome, great to see you. So tell us about CamdenBoss and what you do.
Okay, so CamdenBoss is a proud UK manufacturer. We are currently based across two sites, one in Mildenhall, one in Thetford, but soon to co-locate, which I'm sure we'll come to shortly. Yep. We employ about 105 people currently, and we are principally engaged with designing and manufacturing electromechanical components and plastic enclosures. So it's predominantly for the electronics industry rather than electrical. But you know, one of the key things that we've seen over the course of the last year is that there are massive shifts in the markets, and we may see that change in the coming months.
You mentioned 103 people, so a decent sized SME, and turnover sort of the last few years.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So obviously last year was a bit of a downward trend, which was a bit disappointing. Yep. But we still managed to turn over about 9.5 million. This year we're looking to turn over about a million more than that. So yeah, I mean, we've got some pretty lofty growth aspirations, looking to double the size of the company in the course of the next 3 years. But yeah, this year we're looking to turn over about 10.5.
Fantastic. And you mentioned the big news for CamdenBoss. You are moving, new facility.
We are, yeah. So my cheeky marketing team have just this morning put out a very sarcastic piece saying, "Look how far we're moving." You can almost see it through the window behind me. It's the building next door. So it's a really exciting development for the company. So we're very fortunate to be privately owned by a family holding company, effectively, yep. And they have very generously invested in a brand new facility for us right next door here in Mildenhall. So, you know, yes, we're moving our Thetford site into Mildenhall, so we're crossing the Norfolk-Suffolk border, and really hope that people from Norfolk will still talk. But it's a massive game changer for us. So in terms of size and capacity, it's about 4 times our existing footprint, okay. Which it's huge. I think that's probably the most used quote by anybody in the business. It's just huge. So it'll allow us to really expand and really look at our distribution capability. So okay. Again, when we talk about the plastic enclosures that we do, a lot of them are standard product, and we are selling those into distributors. So we have quite a skilled distribution warehouse team. The racking in there looks beautiful. So we've got the opportunity to really set out our operations as we want them. We also do a lot of customization, so we either manufacture completely custom enclosures for people. So we have a brilliant flat sheet capability that's mostly based at our Thetford site, and we'll be moving over here to Mildenhall. So we work with customers in any industry from medical. So we do a lot of medical trolleys, either to incorporate medical device kit. So one of our customers deals with kidney dialysis machines. And the cart that we produce is, it's predominantly flat sheet plastic that we will cut, bend, glue, and assemble to make this wonderful cart. Through to another big hitter for us at the moment is electrical vehicle charging housing. So again, we can IP rate things. We're quite used to a pretty wicked challenge when it comes to designing those custom enclosures. So again, from our kind of assembly shop floor, it's a far bigger space. We've replaced the lighting. We've redone the flooring. We've kind of really tried to start again in terms of optimizing the workplace for our employees, but also offer us the ability to optimize our flow and really start to ratchet our lean capabilities. So it's a very exciting.
In terms of investment, then, from the private holding company, that's a big investment and a big leap forward, yeah.
I know. I feel very spoiled. So I've only been in post for a year. I'm like in my first year. The boss has bought me a new building. I feel like the most fortunate MD in the world. Yeah, it's a massive show of faith in them, and I think again, over the course of this last year, that's been absolutely wonderful for me. As a new MD coming in with some pretty, their main objective for me is to just be ambitious and to encourage the business to be ambitious. We do really good stuff. We do really exciting things for our customers, who are in turn doing incredibly exciting things with their technology. So it's great to have that kind of unbridled support from them as we really start to get cracking. And again, they believe in us in terms of the growth trajectory that we want to be on, and they have literally put their money where their mouth is. So it's up to us to deliver now.
So that's really good to hear. Now, you say you've been in the post just 12 months, and what a 12 months it's been. So obviously COVID hit last year. How did you manage the business and the workforce and even the customers through that time?
Yeah, it's been fascinating, hasn't it? And somebody asked me the other day about what's the biggest thing that you've learned, and I think it's probably, as with all leaders at any, in any part of a business anywhere, it's just the ability to just keep a cool head and deal with the situation in front of you. Yep. Who has ever dealt with a global pandemic before, to have a repository of experiences to draw on globally? We've all managed to get through it. And again, I think that's been a real testament to UK manufacturing generally, is the kind of strength that we seem to have come out of the pandemic with. So I think it has definitely been a difficult year. So I think I started here the Monday after Boris announced lockdown. Yeah. So I was very fortunate to have spent a couple of days in the business before I officially started. So I've met some of the workforce, and being a production environment, we're probably about 50-50 production to office staff. Yeah. We had about 50% of our people in every day, all day. So primary responsibility is to keep our people safe when they're coming into work, and to get those people who could work from home safe and able to work. That was a pretty epic challenge, and I think the leadership team here did a fantastic job. As I was trying to juggle departing my previous role and starting here, it was a bit of an intense couple of weeks, that's for sure. And then we've seen all sorts. It feels like we've been, I keep using the word journey, it's terribly corny, isn't it? But we've all been on a bit of a roller coaster journey. Our suppliers, our customers, and I think again it's showing the importance of collaboration. And really quite open and honest relationships, because otherwise it just doesn't work. So we're all having a bit of a tough time, but let's share that pain and figure out how we help each other through it.
Absolutely. And you say about working with your customers, I know you have design capability in-house, so that really that commits to your customers that you're in it for the long haul, and I guess customers welcome that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've got a really great design team. They're fantastic. So we've got a real mixture of capabilities in there, and a real mixture of experience. So we're very proud of our apprentice Dean, who's just fantastic and is flying through college and learning stuff on a daily basis, through to our more experienced kind of injection mold experts effectively. Yeah. So we again, because of the capabilities that we offer, from just doing simple customizations for people. So we will work with customers to figure out what their real requirements are from their enclosures, and we'll then do that machine work for them here before we dispatch. So that could just be just putting some custom holes in the box effectively, so that they can add their connectivity through to, we've got a digital print capability, so we've got 3 pretty decent sized digital print machines, so we can customize with logos. We can put people's kind of instructions on there, whatever they want, so that when the product they receive is the complete goods. And then the flat sheet, obviously they're doing a complete custom job. So again, those customers that I've talked about, for me, it's a really, I love seeing the strength of those relationships where we've probably been through a bit of joint pain, as people have been working through prototypes over the course of a year, maybe 2 years, to really refine their offering. We're working with customers who are trying to juggle the requirement for the functional requirements for their enclosure, so IP rating, heavy duty materials, UV resistance, whatever it might be, but also having to make it look quite pretty, so that customers enjoy, their end customers enjoy having the products around. So it's lovely seeing those relationships that the design team are able to offer with their customers. And again, in terms of working, that onward relationship, that they've been through a lot together, the hard yards are done. Absolutely. Yeah. And like you said, we're in it for the long haul, and I love that. I love the feedback that we get from those customers. It's a really rewarding part of the job, actually, and I think we're all really proud of it. It's good.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, obviously, you do a lot of work with the health sector, and that was a growing market last year, obviously, because of COVID. So does it help that you're into different sectors and different markets?
I think so, yeah. So again, yes, it was a bit of an interesting start 12 months ago, but what better way to learn a business than to see it completely stripped bare and yes, put under a massive amount of stress. So, strategically, the business had always taken the decision to be pretty, industry agnostic, effectively. Yeah. So we don't mind what industry it serves. Here are our capabilities, and how do they fit with our customers' needs. And I think for me that has been we've done a lot of work in the last 12 months on just rebaselining that strategy. Is it still right? Where do we need to make tweaks, refine what we're offering, make things clearer for our customers? And that has been a real keeper. So again, if you 12 months ago, we probably thought that the EV charging market was going to fly, this time last year.
Yep.
What else? We had loads of transport customers. We're thinking, yeah, they're looking pretty hot. That's going to be they're going to be the key features for last year. And actually, they've had a really tough time. And their plans are still there. Their products are still good. They're just probably 6 months behind where they wanted to be in terms of launching or rolling out new things. But actually, it's been those medical customers who we've always bedrock. Yeah, but they've done some pretty interesting things. And again, I think in terms of the helping us refine the USPs of our products, when we're looking at carts and modular applications, the NHS needing to quickly reconfigure wards, having to respond in a cheap but again job effective way, it's been a real draw for our products. So it's been an interesting year.
So obviously 2020 is now behind you. You've been in the post over 12 months. 2021, what are the plans for the rest of the year apart from the new building? Have you got new product? And what are your plans for the long term?
Yeah, okay. So this year, obviously the next kind of month, so we move on the 1st of June. It's hot again. So we're quite engaged with moving and allowing us to really build that team. Now we're all on one site. So most of our people have worked together before. Despite COVID, we've managed to mix people together a bit in a safe way. Yeah. But that's going to be a huge piece for us. We've got a good product development pipeline. So we've already released 3 good products this year, 2 of which are just fantastic and have flown out the doors. And our more recent ones, so we've had the hex box with the bee motif, which seems to have been a bit of an eye catcher. But actually, it's a really brilliant product. And again, the design team that we've got have got a lot of experience in the industry. So we try to focus that MPD pipeline on really offering customers the key features that they've always wanted and the things that they didn't even know that they wanted. So even if it's just down to convenient fixtures, the great draw of the hex box, even just having a different shape turns out to be incredibly popular for a plastic enclosure. So we've learned an awful lot with the easy assembly. Again, the focus has been on that user interface. How do we make it just really straightforward for any customer who just they've done their hard thinking on the innards that are going to be protected by this box. How do we make that decision really straightforward for them? So we've had a really good year of MPD. We've got more to come this year. So we're going to see some more coming out in terms of our kind of cart capability and the products that we're doing there. So that's kind of enhancing existing products and really kind of taking stock of the changing environment that they work in and giving customers those key features they want to update. And the rest will have to watch this space. I'm sure our very busy marketing team will be flooding you all. But no new products, definitely. And then beyond that, like I said, we've got a very ambitious growth profile. So we spent this last year really rebaselining the strategy, as I just said, and on the back of that, kind of shaping the business behind that strategy to make sure that we really deliver it. So we've got real clear focus in our design team. So again, you're going to start seeing a steady stream of MPD from CamdenBoss. So that will be a really exciting thing to watch out for. And again, just improving by ratcheting our internal capability and really focusing on things like lean. We're trying to really focus on the voice of the customer. So my aspiration is that we've become incredibly easy to do business with and a preferred supplier because we're enthusiastic about what we do. We love what we do and we do it well. So we've got just an awful lot on the horizon for the next kind of 3 to 5 years and beyond.
Fantastic. Well, your enthusiasm is infectious. CamdenBoss, certainly one to watch. It'd be great to see you later in the year and see how the move's gone and see how the plans have gone. 12 months in the post, making some big changes. Great to speak to you, Katy, and look forward to catching up soon.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much again for having me.
You're welcome. Great to speak to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching, and that brings us to the end of another show. I look forward to meeting more of our brilliant SME manufacturers next week. If you would like to get in touch with the show with a comment, a suggestion, or to appear on a future episode, please email us tv@mtd.media. Thank you again, Katy. Brilliant show today. So from me, Chris G at SDE, goodbye.